Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. It's been almost 4 years at this point since the Ben 10 reboot ended back in April of 2021. We're now in 2025, which serves as the 20-year anniversary of the original Ben 10. And Ben 10 fans around the world, including myself, are wondering what is coming next for Ben 10 and when exactly are we going to find out about it. There's really been no updates whatsoever from Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network has not even mentioned Ben 10 since the reboot concluded back in 2021, so they haven't even discussed a potential 6th series. The only details we've gotten are from Duncan Rolu, who's a part of Man of Action, one of the creators of Ben 10, and Jason DeMarco, who's the Senior Vice President of Action and Anime over at Warner Bros. Discovery, and neither of whom have really said anything in well over a year at this point. There's really nothing new regarding the next iteration of Ben 10, and as we've speculated in the past on this channel, in my heart of hearts, what I think is happening here is we did have a Man of Action 6th series of Ben 10 6th iteration that was in development that was supposed to be announced by the end of 2021. That's been canceled, and they're moving forward with other ideas to see what works best for them in the 6th iteration of Ben 10. Jason DeMarco was making his ideas. We don't know what happened to those ideas, if they've been moved forward with or not. So today in this video, I want to discuss what I think is going to happen with Ben 10 this year, if we're going to hear anything about the next iteration of Ben 10, and how I think they should handle this situation going forward. So first and foremost, on the topic of do I think we're going to get news this year regarding Ben 10, quite frankly, I feel like it has to happen at some point sooner rather than later, right? At this point in the timeline, I would have presumed we would have heard about the next iteration of Ben 10, and the fact of the matter is, every day that passes is a day closer to when we hear about the 6th series, right? It's not going to be for the next 50 years we never see Ben 10 again. It's going to happen sooner rather than later, so it's just a matter of when, and in my opinion, I do think that this year is the year. Of course, I could be wrong, because quite frankly, I thought that 2022 or 2023 would have been the year, and here we are in 2025, and I'm still talking about this. But I feel like just reading the tea leaves as to what's going on behind the scenes at Warner Bros. Discovery, what's happening with Cartoon Network and all that jazz, it seems like they should be nearing a decision if they haven't made one already with Ben 10. I mean, I get that you want to make the next Ben 10 a hit. You want to make it as big as the original series was, as Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, etc. The reboot in the first few seasons as well, that was a success. It obviously fell off after that. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you wait any longer than you're waiting now to decide on the direction for the franchise, you're being extraordinarily indecisive, and quite frankly, you don't know what you're doing with the franchise, because it shouldn't take you 4 years when you have all these ideas being thrown at you to decide what's next for the franchise. I think in a perfect world, we'd get an announcement about this next iteration of Ben 10 in like a month or two, and we find out, hey, that it's launching this fall on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, or Max, whatever they decide to do with it. That's what I think would be great in a perfect world. Unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, so I don't think the next iteration of Ben 10 is going to premiere this year. I think we're going to get the announcement this year, but I don't think it's going to be airing this year on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, or Max, but I do think we'll hear about it. Of course, as I've been saying, this would be the perfect year, the perfect time to return to the original continuity, to even just announce the next Ben 10 and have it premiere on the channel this fall, to just kind of commemorate, hey, it's been 20 years since the original series premiered. In order to celebrate this, we're coming at you with a brand new Ben 10 that's being made for the fans of the original series. We want you to see how Ben has grown over the years, just like you have grown over the years. You're 20, 30, whatever you are, well, Ben's also in his 20s, or he's nearing 30. He's the same age you are, so the original audience of Ben 10 can relate to the character and see that he's struggling with some of the struggles that they're having in their lives. I think that would all be apropos and just be a wonderful way to celebrate this franchise and bring it back into the limelight. And furthermore, I feel like if we were to get a series announcement this year, it would probably come in 2026 or 2027 at the absolute latest. And in my opinion, I've said this before, but I just really don't see why Cartoon Network can't have multiple ongoing Ben 10 iterations on at the same time. There's no reason that they can't make the 6th series that I'm describing to you, where we return to the original continuity. Ben's in his 20s. We see the evolution of Ben, essentially where we left him off in Omniverse, to him becoming the Ben 10,000 we all know. That would be a fantastic way to bring the franchise back into the limelight. That would be a great way to get original fans fans involved with the series again, and also to bring in new fans who maybe didn't even grow up with the original show, but it's a much more mature series that's meant for older audiences. Not saying it has to be rated R or M for mature, right? It doesn't need to be this like super dark series that's only meant for adults. Just something that's more serious in nature, serious in tone, kind of like what we've seen with Adventure Time Fiona and Cake, or even Unicorn Warriors Eternal, or My Adventures with Superman. Shows like that yes, you could watch those if you were a kid, but they are really meant for older audiences to enjoy. I feel like you don't just have to stop there. Ben 10 is a financial juggernaut. It is a huge franchise for Cartoon Network. There's no reason why they can't have a Ben 10 series akin to the reboot that's meant for older audiences. I'm not saying they should make a reboot 2.0. I don't think they should do that, but they could have another continuity that's ongoing that would appeal maybe more towards younger audiences. I could even see them, and I feel like people would hate this, but I could even see them making a Ben 10 preschool series, which again, I think people would hate it, but I think it would work in the overall structure and the overall franchise if they have other things going on with it, so they're covering all their bases. You have something for preschool audiences, you have something for kids maybe ages 6 through 10, and then you have something for older audiences who grew up on the original series and loved the franchise. I think that's what they should do going forward, and I think that's how they should handle the franchise, quite frankly. Of course, there's also the elephant in the room here, which is a live action series or a live action movie. I do think it's probably inevitable and we do get a live action series or movie at some point in the future. It's not really something I think that anybody really wants to be talking about right now. I think everyone's hyper focused and hyper fixated on the 6th iteration, the 6th series of Ben 10. Hopefully, as I said before, we hear about it very, very soon. If I had to bet, if I had to put money on it, I'd be broke already because I would have bet for 2022, 2023. But if I had to bet about this year, I think this is the year. I think this is the year we finally hear about Ben 10's return to Cartoon Network or Adult Swim or Max, wherever they decide to put it. I think this is the year we finally hear about it, and fingers crossed that it is a return to the original continuity or something brand new entirely that just is a return to form for Ben 10. I know people like the reboot, some people do, but let's be real here. It's nothing in comparison to what the original series, Alien Force, and even Ultimate Alien and Omniverse were. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about Ben 10 returning potentially this year in 2025? Do you think we're just going to get an announcement like I do and then get the series in a year or two from now? Or do you think we're just going to have an announcement plus series release this year in 2025 for the 20-year anniversary of the original series? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.